from this day forth, you put your faith in me.
What's going on there, guys? I just had a customer drop off a scooter here. No start scenario. So in a situation like this, the scooter's a 2022. It's pretty new. What I'm going to do first before I do anything is check for spark. If I can alleviate that it has no spark issue, then we're just going directly to the problem being fuel air, okay? Because that's the only thing left it could be. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull the seat lid off, the seat tray. We're going to remove that, get the seat off there, and we're going to see if this thing has spark. If it has spark, then I can move right to fuel air related issues. If it doesn't have spark, then we're going to start the troubleshooting on the no spark. Because I'm going to guess the scooter, for some weird reason, isn't getting spark. So I could be wrong, but I'm going to say it's probably not getting spark. So let's get started here. There's 3 bolts on the top. They're all 10s. I'm going to take off those 3 bolts. We'll remove the seat tray, and let's have a look at this thing and see if we're getting spark. All right. Hopefully this video helps you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. So I'm just going to take another spark plug that I have instead of detaching the one that's on here. And we're going to put this in the end of this until it pops in like that. And I'm going to put this against something metal like the exhaust right there, and I'm going to look for spark. So let's turn this on. I'm going to hold the brake. Let's check for spark. Well, that did not work because it fell down immediately, so let's try that again. Okay, we have plenty of spark. All right, so this is definitely a gas fuel issue. So that tells me quite a bit. I'm going to think that this is probably time for a new carburetor on this thing, guys. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to grab a pair of pliers. I'm going to remove that spark plug, and then we're going to slap a new carb on this thing, and I'm going to make a bet this thing fires up. Okay, guys, so I cut the gas line to the carb right here. And what we're going to do is make sure that this petcock is working properly next, because I'm going to be replacing parts. It may just be the petcock, so before I pull out the carb, I'm going to go ahead and turn the scooter over. What should happen is the vacuum should open this up, and you should see gas start pouring out here. I'm just going to tap it for a sec with the starter, and if we see gas, I'm going to let off, and the gas flow should stop. You ready? Okay. See that? There you go. So we know the petcock's working properly. So this is definitely a carburetor issue. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and remove the carb. We're going to slap a new carburetor on here, and I have a feeling this thing's going to crank right on up. So oh boy, that was a lot of work getting that carb back in there with this gas tank being right here. What a piss poor design that was. I still got to put the air filter back on there, tube for the air filter. It is severely misformed, or deformed, I should say, but I'm going to make a bet this thing starts up now. Everything's been reconnected except for the air box. Let's see what this thing does. I also don't like that the throttle's just sticking. It feels like something's going on up here in the handle. I keep hearing a weird clicking noise up here in the handle, like it wasn't installed correctly or something. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. She said that they replaced this handle, but it's just being weird. That or the throttle cables is very worn out, which I don't think is the case here. I don't think so. Yeah, it's all sticky up through the cable area, so anyways, let's see what it does. Should start now, I would assume. It's gonna have to fill the carb for the first time, so we'll give it a sec. There it is. Let's idle it up a little bit. It's running a little too low. Turn it up just a tad. That should be a good warm-up right there. We'll turn it up just slightly more during the idle warm-up process. About right there. And then when the enricher comes off, it should idle down. About right there. A little bit higher. Turn it off. See if it restarts again just as easily. This thing clearly had a bad carburetor. All right, I need to get the air filter back on there right here. Which is going to take a lot of work with this stupid gas tank in the way. I mean, it's going to be a lot of work. That is so stupid how they built that. Just very unfortunate. It's very, very, very unfortunate. So anyways, yep, that was definitely a bad carburetor. So these things, just so you guys are aware, these carbs only last like a year, year and a half if you're lucky. And that's because most people run ethanol fuel in their bikes, and you should be running ethanol free. You'll run into a lot less carburetor problems if you run ethanol free fuel. Wawa gas stations has it, blase squaze, but yeah, that's pretty much what happens to these things when they just go bad, just bad, randomly. All the seals inside start breaking down from the alcohol content, the ethanol content that's in there, and then the carb just goes bad. So anyways, yep. Okie doke. Fun stuff.